words. Yeah, too bad he should have been here last week. I was hoping I should have give that in the way. Cool.
Hey, everybody. How's it going, Eric?
How's it
Thanks
going?
for dropping by.
Hey, Eric. It's going all right, buddy. Man, did you leave that Devin in here?
Devin? Oh, yeah, I see Devin now. Hi. Oh, you know why? Well, I might want to put it on live chat. I hate that option. Why do they give you that option, and why is default top chat?
Oh, ask Devin. Here he is.
Yeah, but Devin will just give me the southern answer.
Oh, well, not just the southern answer. Remember, it
I'm a
is
Yankee.
Arkansas.
The only thing I have for you is advice. And my advice to you is don't poke a polar bear in the eye with a stick.
You guys sound good.
And if you think there's a possibility you'll be hurt, don't do it.
Well, no, just put your beer down first.
You gotta keep hold of the beer.
If you think there's a possibility of getting hurt, have Dylan do it first.
I never thought about that. That is a great idea.
Let's get Dylan. He won't do it. He won't do anything. Okay, so now explain to me what's going on with Musk and Trump.
Okay, apparently they were digging at each other back and forth on X and Truth Social. Sitting here trying to pull it up. And Elon gets to the point. Let's see. It was 3 hours ago. This is what he said. Now, let's see. Anyway, it's still going on. At one time, somebody said that Elon suggested that Trump be impeached.
Uh-oh.
And put J.D. Vance in. So, anyways, I think people had speculated at first that it was over losing the subsidies for the electric cars.
I don't know. This sounds like kind of hooky to me.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
Is it a publicity stunt?
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, is it a publicity stunt?
Well, that's what I'm thinking because I don't see either of those two gentlemen being that way. I could see them actually having a disagreement, but not that way. That's something you reserve for the Dems, you know?
Yeah.
No, it probably was Elon probably said something, or Trump said something to Elon. Somebody took it out of context, and they're trying to stir up shit.
Oh, Elon's playing into it right now. He's changed his little thumbnail picture of himself to a black spot,
Oh,
or with just a little light on it. Yeah, and said the reason they ain't gonna. Elon had said the reason they haven't dropped the Epstein file yet is because Trump's on it.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah. See, this was earlier. Let's see, this from President Trump. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went crazy.
Wow! Trouble
Well,
in paradise.
4 hours ago, Elon had reposted that and said, such an obvious lie. So sad.
This sounds hooky to me.
You had Steve Bannon come out and tell Trump, well, why don't you just go ahead and get rid of all of SpaceX's contracts?
Now, this, now this is. I need to see more about this. Let's give it a day or
Yeah.
two. See how it plays out.
Well, 24 to 72 hours.
I don't know. Well, hey, they're entitled to be bitches in that fight. Why not?
Yeah, it's not like Trump's got anything more pressing right at this present time, like a world war or anything.
Yeah, exactly. They're blaming him for Putin's strike on Ukraine because it happened just moments after the phone call he made to Putin.
Oh, but it couldn't have had anything to do with the attack on the bridge. I think that it was
Oh no,
Kursk.
come on, don't be silly now. That's what you do in war.
Man, it can't be a war. We haven't had a war since Korea.
No,
It's all
Korea wasn't
been
a war
police
either.
action. Yeah, it's police action. And that's not over because remember, dear leader Junior, he decided to end that
Yeah. No,
back while Biden was still president.
WW2 was the last war. I mean, we had the Iraqi war because they called it a war on purpose because of Vietnam.
Yeah, but it really wasn't, though. It was more like,
It's more like we went and played in the sand and kicked the bullies out, you know?
yeah, what was that running across the sand? T.E. Lawrence running the horses across the sand.
Yeah.
Sad thing about it, every new war is just a rehash of what they thought they could do better than the last war.
I don't know. I say let them play their little games and we just bye.
Oh, they still got to do something with those damn judges. I think they're the ones that's running shit. It doesn't work that way, people.
Nope. I don't know who gave judges all this power.
Uh, John Roberts went over to, where was it, Czechoslovakia, hung out with what was his name, Norm Eisen, something like that, and decided that how they're gonna figure world law together to coincide with American law. And they set him up a little club. What was it, 2 weeks ago? He come out at some to do for judges, and he's telling them that he thinks that his job as Supreme Court justice is to control the excesses of Congress and the presidency.
No.
That's what I said.
I thought
And
the
did
Supreme
somebody
Court's
pay him?
only job was to interpret the Constitution.
Yeah, balls and strikes.
Huh.
But this
Hey,
activist
Brett. Hey,
judge shit.
Cheryl. Oh, I see Happy popped in.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Oh, probably a couple of crunchy tacos and a bean burrito. Gotta have a bean burrito at Taco Bell.
Gotta have the pie Blair. Beef and bean.
Yeah.
I don't like the 7 layer because the rice, the texture of the rice ruins it. It's not a bad flavor. It's just it's not what I look for in a burrito.
Bastards.
No, then you order a pie Blair. 7 layers got everything a pie Blair does. Just got rice and something else in it.
So where
Oh,
was it? Up there in Michigan. There was gonna be a big old what was it, FBI raid. And the people decided they was gonna come out. They were just gonna, kind of obstruct. But little did the people know that the people that they were obstructing for were fucking pedos.
make that make sense to me.
That tells me you ain't picking and choosing your riots.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. How can you defend a criminal and hate your country?
All in the same breath.
And tell me you want nothing but peace and harmony.
It's the real thing.
Yeah, Coca-Cola said so. So God let that report be true that Biden was lost in his closet and all the other good stuff.
Dude, you know that one's true. They can't get away from that shit. You know,
Well, okay,
all we got to
I
say,
guess not let it be true is the wrong statement. Let there be proof. Oh God. But I want to see heads roll. Who was signing shit? Who was making? Well, we know, but I want to see it official. I want to see the heads roll.
yeah,
I want to see Barry having to say bye to Michael and go to prison and go find Bubba.
yep.
But Jill, on down. Heads must
Oh yeah.
roll. And where's that little historic bitch from behind the podium? She can't be held.
Oh,
She can't be scot free either. She willingly went
well,
out there and lied every day.
yeah. Well, she's on a book tour right now. She got to keep up with this stuff. She'll go wherever that money is because she's such a hot commodity.
Oh,
Big,
historic and all. Come on.
well, first Jamaican black lesbian and that's a podium holder.
Yeah. Oh, ridiculous.
Yep, crazy bitch out there in Arizona has decided to veto a bill limiting Chinese land ownership near military bases.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. Come on. Why can't the Chinese have all that land?
Hey, maybe they could airplane pool like carpooling, and they can just bring Chinese munitions and shit in for them.
Well, that's it. Probably.
Shit, when I heard of somebody talking about fucking suitcase nukes
Yep.
already here, ready to go.
You're stupid if you would if you don't think they're here.
Hmm.
We had
Yeah,
a border that anybody, anything could walk across.
yeah. But see, the Chinese are kind of hinky on doing the nuke thing. They want our land. They want our stuff
Yeah.
without the people.
But Iran, they're not hinky about the bomb.
No, hell no. But they said that when Pakistan got it back in early 70s, and India.
Didn't we just arrest a couple Chinese for agro-terrorism? They'd smuggled
Yep,
in some fungus and shit.
bad fungus among us. Yep, I said the kind that they were bringing in wipes out wheat.
Yeah. Yeah, wheat and corn we couldn't survive without.
Yep,
I would leave
but
maybe
it would
potatoes.
all that ethanol corn. That would be funny as shit if they killed all that.
Oh, I just don't understand. I know I'm not a chemist, but why ethanol? Why do you have to grow a corn that you can't make edible? You know what I'm saying? You can make. I make whiskey out of regular corn, sweet corn that I
Hey,
would eat.
they convinced a whole hell of a lot of them farmers there up in the northeast of me, southwest of you, Illinois, Indiana, all that shit. It'll be great for everybody.
Yeah, great for everybody. But okay, so it takes more sweet corn to make it than maybe this one's got a higher sugar content. I get it, but it's still doable. And you've got a crop that well, if it doesn't get used, it can be eaten.
Yeah. Now, what was it I saw? There's been a couple of trucks roll over and release their bees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And they just had what, two big chicken farms again.
did they?
Bird flu. Well, so they're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to say Arizona, maybe, maybe not.
Wouldn't surprise me because they need to watch that place. Keep a good eye on it. Arizona, that is.
I don't know. When are they going to learn? You can't kill the critters and feed the people. Just like not planting does not feed the masses.
Then don't forget, it was the government telling the farmers how to do their farming that caused the Dust Bowl.
Yep. How long did that take to recover from?
Oh shit! What it was, what up until about damn near the middle 40s
Yeah.
for it to recoup.
Pretty lean years. But I do like some of the cuisine that came out of that era. I like poor man food.
It's some great video from back then, John Houston.
I also got a video of stockbrokers throwing themselves out the windows.
They should just be doing it on purpose, anyways.
Yeah, it was just about everything bad. The government's been behind it. Every
Pretty
drug that's
much.
ever been recalled was once approved by the FDA.
That's right.
Damn, Devin. Stop taking acid. Oh my God, my eyes cannot water any more than they are.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
Springtime in the Rockies.
Oh, I get the Appalachians. As far as I know, nobody ate a whole party of people in the mountains here. I'm sure that we had a few people in Appalachia, but
You sure?
oh yeah,
Did
I'm
you
sure
say that?
somebody ate somebody up there.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Mohegans may have one or two.
But yeah, no, you guys have the Donna party for the Rockies. We just got creepy guys that stalk the Appalachian Trail and kill hikers.
Oh, well, that's not very sporting.
They still, them fuckers will still go walk that trail. I haven't heard of anybody attempting the whole thing lately, though.
I know they lost an old woman.
Yep. Yeah, we just had a couple kids die up on our end.
Hmm.
But up here, we get some of that trail is it's expert level climbing. You know,
Yep.
yeah, we got up onto the top of Mount Washington, and motherfucker, that's not even easy. And they have marked trails.
Yeah, man. Thing about those mountain climbers, man. Was it that one old boy made like 19 trips up Everest
Yeah,
and sat down, fell over dead?
I watch just about everything I can find on mountain climbing. I don't know why it fascinates me so much. I never had a desire to do it myself.
I
But
think it was that Clint Eastwood movie,
oh, the Eiger
Tiger State.
Sanction, yeah, that was a good movie.
It was.
But no, I'm fascinated with the Everest climbers. You know, why?
Yeah.
I get it's there, conquer it, but damn, that's not an easy climb. Not on the best
Mhm.
of days.
Shit, man. I had a professor of math, and he went up in the Colorado and was climbing, fell off.
Oh, now see, I would like to take a helicopter ride to the top and then rappel down. That would be all right.
Yeah, but that's so cliche.
But that's way better than trying to climb up that fucker. I got no interest in climbing. I just want to slide down a rope. That was one thing that always fascinated me. I'm scared to death of heights, but you put me on a rope. Oh, let's go.
That didn't bother me till I was about 8 stories on the side of a building. Big ass wind come up, made that gondola go out straight like that. I heard
Uh,
big old Harvey say, "Put your back towards the glass." I wasn't moving, I was hanging on.
I'm not doing shit.
Yeah, man. Harvey was a good sized old boy. He's about 350.
Mm.
Now look, there's some yuppie there in the window sitting there spilling his coffee on himself. It was great. Kind of changed the perspective after that, you know?
I always thought that'd be a kind of a cool job. You know, like a window washer doing that shit.
Yeah. Oh, we was installing, man. We did like glass
No, I don't want to
walls.
install. Oh God, what happened? You drop that fucker?
Yep.
What happened? You drop a tool?
That's why you learn to yell headache.
Yeah, but see, I'm just clumsy enough that I'd be the one that drops it and skewers somebody with a screwdriver or something. You know?
Impale yourself on a broken piece of a wall.
Yep. Yep. Every now and then you'll come across on my feed for YouTube them people that defy death, and thinking about that screwdriver falling from the height. Yeah, I've seen chunks of ice just miss somebody, or somebody stops
Yeah.
to step around dog shit and something crashes behind them. It's if you don't believe in guardian angels, man, watch some of them videos. Something's out there protecting people.
Yep.
Oh, so what other idiocy's been going on? The taco bullshit.
Yep.
We had FJB. We had Let's Go Brandon. No competition. Taco, come
No,
on.
they would probably run that through one of those whatchamacallit groups they have.
Oh, a Puckham group? Oh,
Yeah,
Focus group. Sorry.
something's fucked.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's a Puckham group. We got a group and they fucked us. I would like to be. I just like to see some of the decision making process. Let's say this. That'll go over good. That'll show them. All right.
That's what's the worst thing we can do now? We've already run out of everything else.
Let's call them Ultra MAGA. That was just a feather in our cap. But everything they said, we just made T-shirts the next day. They get all butthurt.
Really, dude.
I never saw them once make a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt. We made them.
Well, just yeah.
Summer of Love
So,
2.0. They had a bad start there, hippie. Ours, they tried to have a protest up here. I guess
yeah.
18 people showed up.
Uh, where was that one Pride parade they had to shut down? Boise?
Yeah, Boise, yeah. I think your squeaky wheel is no longer working. People aren't afraid to say you're a freak. God knows I have nothing against the gay community, with all the joking, my big mouth running all the time. But if you're going to go out in a parade setting wearing a strap on between your legs, assless chaps, no. I got no respect for you. I got no use for you. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I barely hold my wife's hand in public, just out of respect.
Yeah. Hippie, are you looking to get those tickets in the Kyle Rittenhouse section?
Oh, I somehow I think hippie's gonna be over in the foreman section.
Probably. Hey, check out this peanut butter
Kind of like going to a ball
sign.
game, sitting in the off teams section and cheering.
Yeah, but I couldn't do that too long because I like the cheerleaders.
No, I can't look at cheerleaders. My
Yeah,
niece was a cheerleader, and I used to go watch her cheer. And if I look at a cheerleader, I think of her, and I think I'm a pervert, and I don't like that.
yeah. I understand.
Never felt so uncomfortable sitting in the bleachers at a fucking middle school, high school cheerleading competition. Because my brother was with me, because it's his daughter, but he's
Yeah,
running around. He's a cheer dad. He's got shit to do. So here's, Jim sitting there looking as creepy as fuck, watching the young girls jump around. No, that was not cool. I liked it better
yeah,
when I went and watched her cheer at the football games, because at least I was there to watch football too.
yeah. But I had to go to all football games anyways. Most of the years I was in band.
Ah, yeah.
And then you meet girls, things change. Become a rock star, be a big old star, you know, stage screens and other international models.
How'd that work out for you?
We haven't got the returns yet.
No.
Not yet.
Well, I never had aspirations of being famous. I kind of like the way I live. Just, I don't bother you, you don't bother me.
Just got the hair part wrong. They believe this long hair comes
Country.
from
Well, I got
Florida.
some long hair. Pretty sure I could braid the hair on my nuts if you need to know.
Oh, you can't talk to Charlie anymore, unless you don't have a seance.
Heard too many horror stories. For a while, you ever notice you haven't seen those Manscaped commercials lately? Or the sponsorship by Manscaped? Yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories about that shit.
Oh man, when they were showing guys going to the fucking barber and shit to get waxed.
No, no.
Yes, yes.
I'll pull an ear hair or a nose hair once in a while, but
No,
yeah, no, I'm
they
not.
had
Yeah.
like the Q-tips up the nose,
Oh,
having
that's
beard
asinine.
line,
Uh,
eyebrows.
on what planet does sticking a stick covered in cotton up your nose with hardened wax?
But there's only one way out.
Oh, oh, my trimmers work just fine, thank you. I am proud to say I'm 59 years old, and I've never waxed any part of my body. Unless you count the time I dumped candle wax on myself, but
That was fun.
no, that wasn't fun. That was too close to the nuts.
There are people that do like that.
No,
So
I've
I
seen
hear.
it, but no, that's not me. I mean, hey, more power to you. You want that shit? Go for it. Just not Jim. I dumped whole wax in my lap. I know what it feels like. No, sorry. Although I suppose you could cheat and use that low melting wax. The stuff like I don't know if you ever been to the fair where they got that table set up. You can dip your hand and arm into the vat of wax, and then you pull it
Uh,
out, and they I don't know how it slips off, but whatever releasing agent they got, it slips off, and then they make a silicone mold of your hand, and Usually you're holding a rose or something.
No, man, had my hand dunked in that hot wax for therapeutic reasons.
Oh no,
When I laid my hand open, that was fun.
that doesn't sound fun. It sounds like you're being facetious.
Well, thank you.
Picked up on that. I'm getting better. Yeah, no, I've never heard of that. For therapy? Is it the heat
Mm,
or is it whatever they put
yeah,
in the
it's the
wax?
heat.
That's the heat.
Yeah, because I walked around months with my hand, two middle fingers had rubber bands on them, and they were pinned down to
Oh, that's
the
cool.
little ace bandage I had on. And I was like that.
Huh.
But they'd only closed off the outside of it with four sutures.
Just enough to hold it. Yeah,
Yeah, they were going to let it heal from the inside out.
yeah. It was kind of
Fun
cool. My
stuff.
brother cut his thumb a week ago on a table saw, and they had to use some kind of foam because the kerf of the blade was too wide for them to sew up. So they squirted some foam that hardened up and created a, a bridge. And then because it dissolves, I guess your body absorbs it.
Huh.
It allows the skin to, time to grow. I
I,
don't know.
I
It
ain't
was
saying
cool.
that.
His thumb looks awful cool. I mean, doesn't look like it's only a week old.
That's good. No, I knew a guy that took a circular saw to the limb,
Oh,
about cut his thumb off. What do you think I ought to do? He's drunk, piss fucking drunk. Go to the hospital.
maybe. Yeah. I can remember.
Oh, I ain't doing that.
I remember when I was a kid. I guess he was one of my distant uncles, but it would be nothing for my mother and grandmother to jump in the car, grab us kids, and just go for a ride and visit, an uncle or an aunt that lives 20 hours away. So, we were
Yeah,
visiting this one guy way up in the woods, and it was fiddlehead season. So my grandmother and mother wanted to go out and visit him up the cabin and get some fiddleheads. Well, I guess he had
yeah.
been cutting firewood a couple of weeks before, and the chainsaw kicked back and almost severed his arm off at the shoulder. They reattached
Wow.
everything, but I can remember I was just a young kid, and I can remember him pulling that shirt back and lifting that bandage, and oh my God, that was hideous.
Imagine so. Shit. It's like dad's. His was all up here, the back,
Yeah.
all this back here.
But we're talking 50 years ago was when they got treated. Could you imagine? I mean, oh God,
Yeah.
I just can't imagine the archaic medical treatment we had back
They,
then. Because I got hurt in
they
the
said,
80s, and I'm looking at what they do now compared to what they did to me then, and it's night
"Hmm?
and day difference.
Oh, yeah. Hell, man. What was it? Not even 2 years after I'd ripped my rotator cuff, that's when they'd come up with some nylon pins to push it back together. They found it at sports medicine at the OU football college.
Huh.
but, but they said you were back to 90% within 3 weeks.
Wow. They didn't offer me that. They just told me mine can't be fixed.
I think you were just selling your arms, what you're
Well,
doing.
they fixed it once, and then I tore it again, and they said there's just too much damage. The next step is replace the shoulder, but they said that even at 60, I'm still too young because once you get your shoulder replaced, you can't lift more than 15 pounds for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And then
Shit.
there's no
New old
guarantee
boy.
at that.
New old boy went out fishing. And it was a summer, flesh eating bacteria was around.
Oh,
So he had to cut off his leg, left him a little stump up here. But he got all fucked up on his pills, fell over on it, cracked that son of a bitch.
oh.
Had to have it just all the way gone. Yeah,
Oh, no, I
I
wouldn't
couldn't
want it all the
imagine.
way gone because I've got just a little bit left, but that comes in handy. That little nub. I mean, it's literally better than nothing.
Mhm.
I mean, I can hold
Also,
the
like some
door. I can hit you hard enough to hurt too,
cool.
and I don't have any feeling in it
It
except for
makes
the
for some
phantom
really
pains.
great.
I got no shortage of phantom pains, but external stimuli don't really register.
But think of the videos we could make.
The one my father-in-law, ever since my father-in-law met me, I mean, ever since I lost my arm, and my father-in-law was taking care of me back then, he would bring me down to Boston for my follow-ups. All he kept saying was, "I want to get a hooker. We're gonna stuff that stump between her legs and stick a rubber hand out her mouth." That's all he wanted was that picture. I've always wanted to go to a crowded parking lot and just slam my sleeve in the trunk and just start screaming. But somebody would call the ambulance, and I don't want to get in trouble for a false report.
Yeah, but you have to have such a big squib, you know.
But it would be so fun.
It'd be perfect for Halloween.
We did that Halloween. We went to one of them hay rides, the haunted hay ride thing,
Yeah,
and they stopped us in this covered bridge. They stopped the ride, and of course the doors at the end shut off, and then all these spooks come out, and there's one guy comes out with a chainsaw. Because there's no blade on it, but he's, it's running and he's. Well, my brother in law held out my sleeve. And when that guy come by and he touched me with that chainsaw, my brother-in-law dropped the sleeve, and the guy he just stopped, took his mask off, shut the saw off, set it down, and goes, "What the fuck?" It was a riot.
And he walked off.
Yeah, he walked off. He didn't finish the set. Then my brother-in-law made the girl at Sam's Club cry because they'd changed the hot dog station. They used to have bottles of ketchup and mustard. Well, then they changed it to this thing where you had to hold your hot dog under it and squeeze it like a cow's udder. And my
yeah.
brother-in-law saw that, and he took his opportunity. He went up one side of that woman, down the other. How's he supposed to dress up his hot dog? You're not even considering the handicapped people in this country, are you? He had her crying before we left that place.
Did they fix it?
No, they never did. But it wasn't long after that I stopped going to Sam's Club anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, hey, some psychiatrist is probably thinking it.
I made my store manager cry once. We got a brand new store manager. She was there like maybe 2 or 3 days. And I don't know if you ever been to Walmart or early in the mornings when they do the Walmart cheer to get everybody pumped up for the day. Well, it involves a lot of clapping. So she's out there, new manager. She's going to make us do the cheer. And I walked up to her after the meeting and I go, "Welcome to the store, but I just got to let you know that when you do the cheer and stuff, you don't realize how bad you make me feel because I see you guys clapping, having a great time, and I just feel so excluded." And she started to tear up, and I just couldn't keep a straight face anymore. Yeah, I want you guys clapping and having a great time, and I just feel so excluded.
Fucking folks.
But then 6 months later, she got arrested for embezzlement. So
Well,
You probably traumatized her into it.
now there was a lot of embezzlement going on at Walmart.
Yeah.
no,
You couldn't get an honest cash room employee to save our lives at that store. When I got hurt my knee and I couldn't walk the floor, so they had to give me temporary duty somewhere else. So they put me in the cash room, and not I wasn't dealing with the thousands of dollars, but they made me sort the coupons and the coins and shit. And that even that made me just hooky. I hated being in that room because you know if anything goes missing, you're the first one they look at.
Yeah, but it's having to go take a piss test when in that situation.
Yeah.
But I wasn't driving a forklift.
That was funny because I was grandfathered from taking a piss test at Walmart. Anybody hired after such a date was eligible for a random piss test. Anybody hired before this date, no. I'm sure it's changed now, but
Half of you were fucking druggies anyway.
oh yeah, we were all drugged. I would schedule the because I do all the community relations too. So whenever back then it was Dare, and I would schedule the Dare people to show up at 11, 12 o'clock because people were going to lunch. They'd get all stoned, and when they come back, there's the Dare van, the dogs, the officers, and the tables all set up. Nobody wanted to walk past the damn dogs to go back to work.
Well, that's just mean.
He's a dick.
Well, I didn't get high at lunch. You ain't getting high at lunch. If you can't do your shift and then go home and get high, I don't need you. I don't need you in my store. Because you may be the guy driving the forklift. Although I think the best thing I saw at that store was they pissed one of the night guys off, one of the night stalkers. And I don't know what the story was between him and management, but they said that tonight's your last night. So he took one of them big, the power wheels you buy your kids to drive around in. Well, he took one of them and took the box, emptied it, and he filled that Power Wheels box with shrimp, fish, milk, cheese, anything that would perish and rot. And then he taped it all up nice and pretty and stuck it on a pallet, 2 pallets deep, top shelf, the second pallet in, and left it there. It was weeks. I'm telling you, JT. It started off small. I mean, what the fuck is that? Who's cooking something in the break room? No. And then it got stronger. Every day the smell grew. And now you can smell it in the store. And pretty soon you can smell it everywhere.
Didn't they call
Oh
Yeah, they
man.
had to call a hazmat team in because nobody could find it. Nobody
Yeah.
thought to look at all the pallets on the top shelf.
Oh, so.
Oh, that was horrid. That was
I
cool,
bet.
though. Yeah, he got him.
Yeah.
Did they ever test him now?
Well, I don't know. Uh, well, can't even prove it was him, but it had to have been him.
A
I'm kind of
good
jealous. I wish
chance.
I'd have thought of that. We did it to a guy's car once. We put fish under his hood. We put fish in the wheel wells.
Like worms in my car.
Oh yeah, the year I left worms in the back of the car. Oh my God, it was sandworms that were used for fishing in the ocean. And somehow they'd fallen out of the pack and they'd got in behind my toolbox in the back of the SUV. So I didn't know they were there, and it's July. Oh God, that
Oh,
smell started creeping in there. What the fuck? Who spilled something in here? I'm yelling at my daughter. I'm yelling at the wife, and it was my worms.
damn
Oh,
it, Jim.
Huh.
and I did it with shrimp too in the house. I'd left some shrimp, but we were out smelting, and I left shrimp in my bucket, and I thought I'd left all the bait there at the shack. So I came home. It was like 3 in the morning. I come stumbling in the door. I set my bucket in the corner with all my gear in it. I went to bed. I didn't think nothing of it. About a week later, I started smelling something foul. Yep.
I bet you thought something of it then.
Oh yes. I stopped keeping my fishing gear by the door in the house. Oh God, yeah, I've done. Yeah, that was that, and I have an aversion to bad smells. Oh, I get a whiff of something bad smelling right now. I'll smell it all night.
Oh,
But it only happens to bad smells. I never retain good smells.
Devin says those are racist hats.
oh,
Don't
maybe
wear
you
'em.
need your nostrils waxed.
Uh, that's why we bought these hats, Devin.
Exactly. Oh, he's
But
been in the hooch again.
because it's both black and white. So
Trump 2028. Well, we can't do that. Then that would cause rumors.
anybody can anyway. You can only be elected twice.
Not if he changes the law. That's what they kept saying. That's what he was going to do. Once he gets in, he'll never leave.
No, his family will take over.
Yeah, I don't like this whole Elon Trump thing and bringing Vance into it. We'll see how it plays out, though.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. But I don't care what goes on. To be honest with you, let them fight. It was still better off than we were, and you
Yeah,
can't say we're not. Every day, more and more are getting deported. Every day, more and more tariffs are coming into line. Every day, something's changed. Something's changed for the better.
yep. But you got all those people running.
But the other problem is it may not help you individually. And my brother's one, well, didn't do a damn thing for me, but he did
Yeah,
something for the greater good of the country.
exactly.
But he didn't do anything against you either.
And
Yeah, I've got one of them families that's pretty split. They're either really, really liberal or really, really conservative. And the only one that bridges the gap is my mother. Every week she calls me up after going to her sister's house. You know what she said? Blah, 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 blah. Stop going over there. If they're gonna wind you up that fucking much, stop going. She's my sister. Well, I got a brother I ain't seen in 10 years. And he lives 10 miles, 15 miles that way.
it's understandable.
He visit my brother down front and not come up here.
Oh, but yeah, life goes on though. Yeah, my mother, she's, she'll even get mad at me, her favorite son, when I tell her, you're as bad on the right as they are on the left, because she is just right out of her gourd with the politics.
It used to not be like that.
I used to not give two shits about politics. I mean, I cared about it when I was in, and foreign policy really did affect me back then. But yeah, but the older you get, when you realize, yeah, this is your life.
Yeah, well, it was Obama.
Yep.
Everybody saw, started looking a little bit deeper to what was actually going on.
And it helped that they got a little complacent and just more ballsy. Why should we hide it? Nobody's going to do anything. They haven't done anything yet, you know.
Yeah.
And then of course we gave them 4 years of free reign, and then they really felt entitled.
Yeah. It's not getting nothing done, but let's damn sure screw up everything
They,
so the next person in there's got a mess to clean up and they can't get on with their agenda.
if I can't have it, nobody can.
Yep. Burn that son of a bitch down. I'll roll over the ashes.
And there's been an upswing of videos about people getting cut off from food stamps and having to pay back shit.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Some of them are obvious satire, but some of them you can tell that, yeah, this person
Oh,
just
yeah.
lost their meal ticket. How am I supposed to
Yep.
support my family? Get a job. You're
Yeah.
driving around in a car eating McDonald's, talking on you on TikTok. Yeah, get a job.
Bow, bow, bow.
Get a haircut. Get a real job.
Get a job. Sha-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, butter.
Yeah.
Get a job. Well, I've been hoping to run across some UFO shit, but hadn't really been anything.
No, I thought they were supposed to descend on Area 51 soon.
Well, last one I heard there was some great big something or other on the other side of the sun. Supposed to be heading towards this way. We got those messages from Voyager
Yep.
telling us we know we know where you are.
Well, it's not like we can just pick up and move.
But I thought we were supposed to hit warp speed.
I don't see how that's going to help us either.
Well, that's when the Klingons show up. Or no, it's the Vulcans.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry.
Vulcans made first contact.
Yeah, bastards. 20 years.
Wow, that conversation went bad. That's the difference between a good sack of dope and bad pussy. It's all right to smell your dope from across the room.
Well, what do you think?
I think I'm about at what I know and what I had to talk about.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Well, I think we might want to wrap this up then. Maybe to go join the cool
Well,
kids. I
sounds
appreciate
like a
everybody
winner to
coming
me.
out.
Thank you all.
God bless. Say a prayer for America. And come see us again next week, and we'll see you over in Chuck's room.
Stay classy.
And we're out.
Okay, okay.